I don't like it, Game Freak. 2 Meltan trailers? After the last bit of Pokemon news that we got being another Meltan trailer 2 weeks ago, that's gonna put us at almost a month without any new Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee news, and I'm not really comfortable with that. Also, when we break down the actual trailers and the information about Meltan, I'm going to call some shenanigans. You can go to Pokemon channel, watch these for yourself, but pretty much that mysterious box holds the secret to Meltan. We're going to go to the website and then get the full details, but this is not what I expected. Well, a lot of things are not what people expected, such as Meltan itself, but how Meltan functions makes a lot of sense, but also doesn't really fall in line with mythical Pokemon, because they're supposed to be like so rare and so crazy, and if these Pokemon have always been around for so long, why has it taken so long for all of this stuff to happen? Well, apparently you need that box to summon them, and then they can only be found in the wild, apparently. Oh, and by the way, there's just tons of them. That's what kind of blows my mind right here. So yeah, Willow and Professor Oak, they're talking about, you know, I dare say this is a discovery worthy of a Pokemon Science Award. There's Meltan everywhere, though. What do you mean? What do you mean there's Meltan everywhere? That just seems like a common Pokemon that has some requirements to be able to be found. I didn't think that mythical Pokemon's bar has been lowered that much because, yeah, there's a ton of them, and they're all over the place. But apparently that box closes, so you can only find a lot of these Pokemon at a certain period of time. I don't know. I just don't know what to make of it. It's a thing, and I guess it's also good for plot. It's like, well, we can't open the box again. Professor Willow and Professor Oak, you kind of screwed it up for everyone, so now we have to wait until Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee comes out before we can open the box again. And then we have to wait some more time before we can open the box again. So this is all just like some really weird stuff, but then in this video, I like these videos. I like whenever Pokemon does IRL stuff since Pokemon Sun and Moon, because they really capture some cool stuff about Pokemon. I just don't like it that it's about Meltan, because it's dumb looking Pokemon. So, not actual gameplay footage, which I find funny, but either way. So, this is actually someone conducting their own research and their own observations. You know, notes about a new Pokemon species? I guess that's what we're calling it. So, Meltan has appeared inside this person's home, and it's actually able to be studied. So, just kind of like showing, it's like, yo, Meltan gets super common in junk. So, using metal as bait to get Meltan to appear. Again, happens. Seems like their bodies are made out of some kind of liquid metal. Yes. And then they kind of go around and do their own thing. Now, here's something I've noticed. You know, the size differences. So, using the metal to absorb and grow in size and stuff, I guess. Also, just kind of Pokemon Go in general. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee can find Pokemon of various sizes and weights, much like Pokemon Go. There's like a lot of diversity and stuff going on. Also, just straight up eats them. They love all kinds of metal. Seem to be able to absorb it into their bodies. They can cause trouble. I think Game Freak is trying way too hard to make these Pokemon cute. It's not. It's hardly a Pokemon. Curious little things, whatever. But look at how many of them there are. What? That doesn't work or make any sense. Why is it mythical? It just seems like commonplace Pokemon. I don't get it. You know, the mysterious Pokemon that have appeared before me. They do their own thing. And see, no, this is... You know what? Now these things are minions. Congratulations to everyone that's like, yo, Meltan's adorable, I love it. You got baited. It seems... Wait a second, what do you mean it seems? It seems they're called Meltan. Okay. And you get a lot of them together, but that's not all. You get a lot of them together, and then new form. Aren't you? Yeah, I think Meltan still holds a greater secret to be uncovered. Cool. I'm glad we had to wait 2 weeks to learn about that, and then we get to see this. So that's another weird thing. It's like people are saying, hey, I guess Meltan's gonna have another form as a mythical Pokemon. I guess because of Hoopa, that's not the most outrageous thing to believe. And then Magearna. You know what's weird? Magearna's form was never released for the 7th generation. That was just kind of in the data mine and hanging around, and then nothing ever happened with it. But people are like, well, if you think Meltan's stupid, let's go and wait for the new form. There it is, guys. Golurk. I don't know. But so it's a mythical Pokemon. You get enough of them, and it either evolves, which would be interesting, or just has a new form. I don't know if it's temporary or whatever. We don't know a lot about that. But then it's like some weird shenanigans happen, which kind of makes sense. Because if it is like a metal fluid Pokemon, it could combine and then do something. But I don't know. I think it somehow has like a more stupid looking form, because I don't know how that outline can be all that redeemable. But we'll see where it goes. And then yeah, so let's go and actually look up all the information that we got. Professor's weigh in, so that's effectively a trailer. Research Meltan and Pokemon Go. Professor Oak and Professor Willow have been steadily working on their research, propelled by reports of Ditto transforming into Meltan in Pokemon Go. Looks like they've also realized that the mystery box is somehow tied to the appearance of Meltan. New research quests will be coming to Pokemon Go that let you embark on the search for mythical Pokemon Meltan. Look forward to these special research this winter. Alright, then when you can participate in various investigations with Willow to help catch Meltan. Mysterious Pokemon Go sightings, so we kind of saw that. Special footage of Meltan has been found. Recently discovered the video's evidence of Meltan shows the mythical Pokemon being surprisingly expressive. Meltan loves metal objects, will slowly inch its way towards anything that it finds. Yeah, that's what it looked like. It's also very curious about surroundings and seemed to enjoy doing whatever it pleases. Then how did it take so long to discover? It's not like it's a tiny Pokemon, which kind of helps, but now all of a sudden they're just everywhere. They're just running out into the open, absorbing all the metal, whatever. The mystery box holds the key to catching Meltan. We now know that Meltan appears in Pokemon Go. In order to catch Meltan, it is essential to have a mystery box, which can be received by sending Pokemon from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. And now this dual interaction happens. So you can only catch Meltan in Pokemon Go, but to be able to do that, you have to interact with Pokemon Let's Go to send Pokemon, and then that's how you can get the mystery box. So, sending Pokemon from Pokemon Go into one of the Nintendo Switch titles will give you certain items in the app, such as candies for the species of Pokemon you've sent. I think that's the biggest news right there, and that might be video worthy on its own. However, the first time you send a Pokemon, you'll also be able to receive a very special item, a mystery box. The mystery box closes itself after it's used once. The only way to open it again is to wait a set amount of time and then send another Pokemon to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. You can also get a mystery box for sending Pokemon to a friend's Nintendo Switch game, but you can only have one mystery box at a time. So you can also get a mystery box for sending Pokemon to a friend's Nintendo Switch game. Now that was already kind of confirmed in the last bit of information, where it's like, oh, it doesn't, like, you don't tie a smartphone to your Nintendo Switch. If your friend has if your friend has Pokemon Go but not Nintendo Switch, they can just go to your Nintendo Switch and then dump all their Pokemon to Pokemon Go Park, and that's kind of all there is to it. Meltan will begin to appear once the mystery box is open in Pokemon Go. Be careful, it'll only appear for the player that opened the mystery box. Such a Meltan you'll see on the field map, and then try to catch it with a Pokeball. Alright, you can bring the Meltan you catch in the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee, where it can follow you around during your adventure in Kanto region. If you don't catch Meltan in Pokemon Go yourself, you can ask a friend to send one that they've caught in your Nintendo Switch game. And that's what I kind of meant at the beginning, where it's like, oh yeah, this makes sense. Because if you could only get one Meltan, well, then that makes it really weird for, like, the repeatability of Pokemon Go, that, like, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee only gives you a one-time exclusive event in Pokemon Go, and if you don't play Pokemon Go, or if you don't play Pokemon Let's Go, then you don't really get to do much with that. So this is like the most accessible mythical Pokemon, because now for the people that don't play Pokemon Go, that Pokemon Go has never been mandatory, or even required, or even like that needed. You know, there's not like this massive, overwhelming benefit from playing Pokemon Go in the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So because that's like, yeah, Masood even said during an interview, some kids don't have smartphones. They can't get smartphones, but there's going to be a Nintendo Switch in every household. So this is how we're going to make that experience more accessible. So by like they're not keeping exclusive, which is nice, but then that means the Pokemon Go power players, they can catch like 50 of these things, and then they can trade it to all the people that aren't going to have Pokemon like Go, but playing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It's a really weird way of handling this, but it works. So that's a thing. Also, I'll just kind of like talk about this. Oh yeah, Sinnoh region Pokemon coming to Pokemon Go. So now we're getting like a heavy amount of Pokemon Go information right before Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I'm not really sure how to feel about that. So like we have Sinnoh region Pokemon coming, which I think is cool. We're finally getting that Gen 4 after a while. I don't even know what that means, like Gen 5 into Gen 6 scaling and all that fun stuff. But I also don't know how much it's going to improve the player base. Like, is this going to be a spike for the player base right before Let's Go or right after Let's Go to capitalize on Let's Go. It seems like a lot is happening real quick, and I'm not seeing the kind of commanding power. You know, the summer of 2016, that's when Pokemon took over the world for a second time. You know, like in the late 90s, that, like, you know, we had Pikachu on the cover of Time magazine. Ridiculous. But now we have this, Pokemon Go. Are they trying again for Let's Go to build that hype? I don't know. And I don't think Meltan is the ultimate key. Like I said, they can do all that they want to make Meltan look cute, but hashtag not my Pokemon. And yeah, some people are buying it, but that's not, like, this guy isn't a new mascot, not going to sell consoles, and I think it's dumb. And a lot of Pokemon players think it's dumb as well. So then we also have this Cerebi video, new video showcasing interactions in the world of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So I mean, just like little bits of extra gameplay that shows some interesting stuff going on. Not really much to say about that. So we get to see the new minigame, which looks like it's going to be very frustrating. I hope it's going to be manageable. And then on that, like, yeah, these various interactions. So you have Pokemon following you. They go out, they check out things. Unfortunately, it's in Japanese, so I don't really know exactly what's going on. But it doesn't seem like the most insane of details that are happening. But then we get to see, like, the Pokemon fan club. So just some good stuff overall. And then this. This is the one that gets me, guys. Because you can just randomly throw a random amount into a wishing well. Is this going to have an effect on the game? Who knows? Remember tipping? Tipping was supposed to do something. Junichi Masuda was supposed to talk about tipping. It never happened. Did it increase shiny rates? I don't know if the data might ever say anything. You just did it, and then nothing happened. And now you can just kind of throw money into, well, pawns, which I think is cool. Like, that's a cute little touch that brings together the world and makes it feel like you're experiencing some kind of Pokemon adventure. But at the end of the day, huh? I don't know. And that was like kind of looking up some other stuff. We have Poke Times. They also have a little bit of gameplay of Meltan. So there's your tiny little buddy. Just kind of inching along and trying to keep up with what's happening. That's all we got. That's Meltan. And there we go, guys. So yeah, I think the biggest bit of information is confirmation that you get candies when you transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Go. And then a lot of weird stuff about Meltan, and then a new form, and then all this other stuff that's happening. I think we needed information, and we'll see how long it takes until we get that information, but Pokemon's not doing so well, and I don't think that this is an update that's going to bring hype or anything like that. Like, just 3 weeks of Meltan. Great. So, you guys, enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.